This is Eric Lee with Equity Real Estate, and I have as a guest today Doug from ProAgent Websites. I'd like to do a shout out quick to Academy Mortgage for helping sponsor these so that we can bring trainings to all of our agents for free. So thanks to Academy Mortgage. They're a great mortgage lender. We've had Doug on here before with us, and we tried recording it earlier with the first session. And on the first session, we talked more about the lead manager part of the website. Today, we're going to be talking about the back-end edit your site part of it and all of the tools that are available to us back here. Now, I use quite a few of these tools, but there's so many of them that I'm really quite looking forward to this training myself, because there's a lot of things in here that I've paid separately for, and it gets kind of expensive. Now, I want to give you guys, if you're not familiar with ProAgent Websites, Doug, the owner of ProAgent Website, is actually married to one of our equity agents. And through that contact, Doug has offered all of our agents half off of their regular price for the website. So it's a fantastic deal for you guys. If you want a really professional, powerful website, this is it. So with that said, I'm going to turn things over to Doug Green, the owner of ProAgent Websites, and while I do this, I want you guys to know this is live. If you have questions, please type your questions into the question panel. I'll keep my eye on that. Doug, if you're okay with that, I'll interrupt you every once in a while when a question comes in. But for the most part, he's going to give us a pretty good in-depth view here. So let me switch things over here. And we should all be able to see Doug's site now. So again, if there's questions or anything, let me know. And otherwise, Doug, it's all yours.
Okay, thank you, Eric. I appreciate it. Welcome, everybody. I love doing these things for Equity. Equity is my favorite brokerage, so you'd like to know that.
Great. I've got one.
I'm going to go through.
Doug, I've already got one question that I'm going to answer right away. Okay. Somebody asked, what was the cost for the website? Since I mentioned it's half price. Normally it's $80 a month. Equity agents get it for $40 a month, and you'll notice that Doug has put together a template here for equity agents, so it looks really professional as well. So anyway, sorry, Doug, back to you.
Oh, no problem. At the end of this presentation, too, I'll give you the URL that you would go to order the equity, what we call the Equity Premium site, which you should be able to see right now.
That'll be great.
The first thing I'm going to talk about are the items that we provide you with your package. Again, we have one price for everything. We don't nickel and dime. Everything that we give you in the package is at that one price of $39.95 a month. So I wanted to go through some items that most people aren't really aware of that are available to them, and so that just so that if you're using one of our sites, you can see what is possible with some of the tools that we provide you. The first one I want to talk about is called Google Analytics. Okay, Google Analytics is a free tool that you can get from Google that gives you analytic data about your website. So what that means is that there are actually hundreds of reports that you can get access to through Google Analytics to show you what's going on your website. And what I'm showing you here is one of the most important reports you could possibly look at in terms of your website. It shows the organic traffic being sent to you from the search engines. Okay, let me repeat that. This report is showing the organic traffic, or what people are typing into Google to find you and then come to your website. So as you can see down below here, in this example for this website, 80 people typed Your Home Utah in. 14 people typed in Utah Homes. 17 people typed in Utah Homes with no space between Utah and Homes. This is critical information, folks. In this example, we're in a day view, so we're looking at it day by day, but you can change the time period that you want to look at. It's very important that you know where your traffic is coming from so that you can optimize your search engine optimization, your website, and what you're doing outside of your website to drive traffic. Okay, so
Doug,
Google Analytics.
I have a quick request here, if I can interrupt you.
Right.
Your voice is a little bit soft. They're asking if you could speak a little bit closer to your mic, maybe.
Okay, let me take a look at this.
That already sounds better.
Is that better?
Yeah, when you were
okay.
Adjusting.
Yeah, I'm on a headset, and sometimes it's just not as strong. I'll try to speak up. I'm a little under the weather, so I'll do my best.
Okay.
Okay, Google Analytics, like I'm saying, is a critical part of you understanding what's going on with your website, what kind of traffic you're getting, and what pages they're looking at. Now, to get set up with Google Analytics, all you have to do is go to proagentwebsites.com, click on the videos link, and this is going to be a common refrain from me. We have 32 videos for you to use to see what's going on with the back end of the systems. So please utilize these videos. But under the Videos tab, you'll see one on the right called Google Analytics. Please watch that video. It shows you how to set up a Google Analytics account and how to integrate it into your website so that Google starts tracking everything that's going on within your website. Okay, so Google Analytics, I can't stress enough how important it is for you to start tracking your website analytics to see more of what's going on with your website so that you can get a feel for the kind of traffic you're getting, where it's coming from, areas that you can improve upon. If you're doing Google AdWords and you're paying for your traffic that's coming through to your website, Analytics will actually show you what's going on with that paid traffic too. So that's a good way to get a feel for how effective your paid advertising is. So again, go to our videos page, and then on the right, there's a link for Google Analytics. It goes to our YouTube video and showing you how to set that up and integrate it with your website. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about is Facebook. Okay, here's Doreen's Facebook page, and if you'll notice, on the right-hand side, there's a link that says Search Listings. That's a Facebook app that we provide you that you can integrate into your Facebook business page. And when people click on that link, it brings up the form where they can initiate a search. So they can go in and select the city that they want to search. Let's grab Draper, and they can set the price point. You know, it's just a basic quick search. And then when they hit the Start button, it takes them to the search results within your website for that quick search that they initiated. Okay, let me go back there one more time. In this case, I'm going to click on the map search. When I click on that, it takes them to your website to initiate a map search event. Okay, this is a really powerful tool that you can add to your Facebook app or your Facebook business page so that people can initiate searches and look at your featured properties from Facebook. Now, we're not allowed to actually display the resulting data within Facebook. That's not allowed at WFR. They require that we actually redirect them to your website, but for my way of thinking, that's better anyway. You're better off getting people into your website and having them start using your website directly as opposed to through some Facebook app. So please, if you have a Facebook business page, please add your Facebook app to it. Again, to find out how to do that, go to the videos page, and on the right-hand side at the very bottom, there's a link for Facebook application setup. If you follow those instructions exactly, you should have no trouble adding the app to your Facebook business page. If you do, for whatever reason, run into some difficulty doing that, please contact us. You can always go to our support button here at the top, and you can go ahead and send us a support request, and then we'll actually log into your Facebook page and make sure that that app is added. But in most cases, people don't have too much trouble doing that. Okay, so Facebook business page, important thing to have in this day and age. You want to be on Facebook, and within your Facebook business page, you definitely want to have our search app to help link people to your website. Okay, the next thing I wanted to talk about is, let me go to the bottom and see if I can get this to come up. Hold on one second. Okay, you can see within ProAgent websites, we have this little chat button down here at the bottom. If you click that, you can initiate a live online chat session with ProAgent websites. We're using a product called Zopim, Z-O-P-I-M, to do that. It's a free chat software company that will allow you to create a online chat account for free and then integrate it into your website. You can see here when I look at some of the sample designs, down at the bottom you can see that there's a chat instance, which when I click on I can initiate a chat session. Okay, so I'm going to show you what that looks like when you're on Zopum. This is the Zopum dashboard. So I'm actually logged into the ProAgentWebsites.com account, and you can see through the Zopum dashboard that it shows me everybody who is currently logged into ProAgent Websites so that I can initiate chat conversations with them myself if I want to. If they initiate a chat conversation with me, I'll show you how that works. Here I just put in my name. I don't know if you could hear that, but I just got a little whistle from Zopum telling me that I have an outstanding chat. I go into the chat box right here, and I can click on it, and I can start the chat session. So it's pretty easy to use, and it's pretty easy to install. We definitely recommend that you start using this within your website. And again, it's so that you can initiate and respond to live chat sessions right from your website. And the cool thing about it is this panel that they give you to monitor your chat shows you everybody who's currently live on your website. If they're logged in, you'll be able to see their names, so you can see what people are doing within your website. And if they're not logged in, if they're just a visitor, you'll know that as well. So this panel by itself is really a handy thing to have, even if you never go online with the chat part of it. So I definitely recommend that you use Zopum Chat within your website. And again, to get it installed on your website, you just go to our videos page, and on the right-hand side, there's a link that says Add Live Chat to your site. So you would go there and watch that video to learn how to do it. It's pretty easy to install, and it's also pretty easy to use, and it gives you, again, a wealth of information about what's going on with your website. Okay, so that is Zopum Chat. So please watch that video, add that to your website as well. Okay, another item that is rarely used that is available to you is text response for your listings. We give you the ability to add sign writers to your equity signs in front of your listings to instruct people to send a text message for more information about the property. In this example, all they have to do while they're sitting in front of this home is text the word info to this phone number, and what will happen is they'll get a text back with a link to your mobile website. I'm sure you're all aware that all your websites are operable under any smartphone as well, and we provide the end user who's on the smartphone with a version that works really well for their smartphone. So in this example, after texting info to this number, they'll be sent back a text which links to that property within your mobile website that we provide you. At the same time, you're being sent an email and a text message notifying you of the phone number of this person who's in front of your listing. So then you can then optionally give them a call while they're in front of the listing to ask them if they'd like to go in for a showing, or instruct them of any other properties that you may have that meet their criteria. So again, this text ability that you can add to your signs is really a powerful tool for you to generate leads from people who are sitting in front of the property and really just want to know the price. Well, they send that text message, they get a link to the price, they get a link to your mobile site, at the same time you're notified of their phone number. Now, the only thing that I would change about this if I were setting up these text writers is I would add, for pricing info, text the keyword to the phone number. You want them to think that, you don't want them to think that they're going to be called immediately by a realtor. That makes them more reluctant to send the text message. So if you say something like for instant information or for the price now, or something like that, that leads them to believe that it's simply just a text they're going to respond, or they're going to get, in response, then they're going to be more likely to enter the or send the text to you. I hope I'm making sense there. To go in and set up these text keywords, all you do is you go to proagentwebsites.com, click on Edit Your Site, and then click on Text, Response, and QR Code. Okay, at this point, you have the ability to create a mobile text keyword. Okay, that mobile text keyword, after you create it, is now yours. No other agent in Utah can use that keyword. That way, you have the ability to print up these sign writers and reuse them over and over again on your different listings. The only thing that you would have to do is after you sell the property, in this example the keyword is info1. After you sell the property, you just go in and you edit it and you put in a different MLS number for the home that you move the sign to. So you can reuse the keywords over and over again. As you move the sign to different listings, go into ProAgent Websites, change the MLS number that it's now in front of. And that way you don't have to print up new writers every time you get a new listing.
Now, Doug,
okay.
You mentioned that this is specific to Utah. We do have agents here from other states, and I think you're in most of the states that we operate. Is it specific per state?
It's specific to area code. Oh, I'm sorry,
okay.
I put down the wrong thing there. Let me show you here. You basically select, when you set up the keyword, you select the notify or the area code that you want the keyword to operate under. So it's unique to that area code. If this were a 435 area code, I could use info1 on 801, and I can create a new info1 for 435 if I wanted to.
Okay,
so
that's great.
It's unique to the area code and the keyword name that you're putting in. There is a video on this page. Please watch the video. It explains everything. So this video, as with all ProAgent Websites back-end tools that we provide you, every single one of these guys has a video that you should watch to learn more about the tool before you start using it. Now, another thing you can do is you can click on the QR code link right here. So here's my info1 keyword that is tied to this phone number, 717-9919. So the user would just, or the lead would just text info1 to this phone number to get more information. Now, if you click on the QR code, we generate the QR code that's associated with that keyword. So at this point, you can right-click on it, and you can save a copy of it. You can then send that QR code picture to your printer who's doing your sign writer, and they could put the QR code on the sign writer too. That way, if somebody wants to, they can just go up and scan the QR code instead of sending a text message. So the QR code is associated with the keyword. So if you sell the home and you move the sign to another home, you just go back into ProAgent Websites and you change the MLS number that's associated with that keyword, and now the QR code is also tied to that MLS number. So again, the QR code that you're looking at here is tied to the keyword, which is going to display information for whatever MLS number you enter for that keyword. Okay, now this is a feature that you could pay $50 to $100 for from third-party vendors by itself, just to have the ability to have these sign writers. But we're giving it to you as part of your package. This is very underutilized within the clients that we have. So I want to make sure that you know it's available, and if you're interested, start using it. Start printing up these sign writers and creating these keywords within your accounts. I can tell you from driving around Summit County where I live, I see a lot of equity signs, but I don't ever see one that has text response and QR codes on them. They always pretty much are just the base equity sign. So you guys have this, please use it. All right, I was kind of running out of breath on that one. I'm done preaching to you. I just wanted you to know that you have this stuff available, at your beck and call. And I'd like to see more utilization of it because we put a lot of work into this stuff to make it available to you. Okay, the next thing I want to talk about are search landing pages. The search landing page is the most powerful tool that we provide you to help you extend your websites, to make your websites more functional to people who are coming in to use them, and also, important here, more visible to the search engines. There are things you can do with search landing pages that will help you get noticed on Google, Yahoo, and Bing. So let me show you an example. I'm going to go into Google, And in this case, I typed in Utah County condos as my search within Google. And if I scroll down here on the very first page of the search results, under the perennial favorites, Utah Homes and Homes.com, you'll see a link for Utah County condos for sale that goes to yourhomeutah.com. When I click on that, it brings up yourhomeutah.com with the Utah County condos page, already displaying all the active listings for Utah County condos. Okay, let me go through that one more time here. If I go back, I'm in Google, I typed in Utah County condos. On the very first page of the search results, I see a link for Utah County condos for sale. I click on that, and it goes to my website where it's displaying a message about Utah County condos at the top, and then all of the active listings for Utah County condos. Now, at this point, the end user can start paging through all of the listings. They can start clicking on the listings. That's the first click. Here's the second click. Here's the third click. Well, that one had a lot of price changes on it. Okay, now I'm being asked to sign up. So that shows you how the delayed lead capture works. They found me on Google by typing in Utah County condos. They started using the website, and after 3 clicks in this example, they're asked to sign up. Now, how did I do that? How did I create that Utah County condos page? I go to search landing pages, and I click add a search landing page. Okay, I'm not going to go through the ad process, but I'll show you the Utah County condos page, Utah County condos for sale. I'm going to go in and edit that. Now, when you're setting up a search landing page, the first thing you have to decide is what to call it. In this example, I called it UT condos. This is what will be in the URL for the page. Let me show you what the URL looks like. Oops, I'm on the wrong thing here. Yeah, it's not going to bring it up, but the URL will actually have UT condos on the end of it. So when you're naming your search landing page, you want the file name that you enter to be related to the keyword that you're trying to target on Google. So the keyword we're trying to target here is Utah County condos. So the file name that I gave it was UT condos. I could have called it Utah condos. I could have called it UT County condos. The point is the file name that you add or that you build the page under, you want that file name to be related to the keyword that you're trying to target. Then the title that you're trying to hit for the page should include the primary keyword. Let me give you a little bit of speech about keywords and meta tags and all that kind of stuff. Everything you do on your website, you should do under the thought process of how are people going to find me on Google. Everything. You should never divorce something you're doing on your website with the search engines. Everything you do, you should have in the back of your mind, how do I want to be found on Google, Yahoo, and Bing? So one of the things you do to improve your presence on Yahoo, Google, and Bing is to create search landing pages. So when I'm creating the search landing page, I do want to create a page that's going to be functional for human beings that come to my site directly. But I also want this page to be indexed on the search engine so that I have a chance of being found for keywords that aren't necessarily related to my home page. Okay, the home page on this website is all about Utah real estate. The page they found me on was Utah County condos. So I'm creating a search landing page that highlights Utah County condos. So I want to reiterate that keyword, Utah County condos, over and over again within this page setup. So the title itself has Utah County condos for sale. The keywords that I put in, Utah County condos for sale, Utah County real estate, Utah County property, and then I start listing some of the cities. But the point is I'm reiterating the Utah County condos in the title, in the keywords, and also within the description of the page. Now, keywords and description are only visible to the search engine initially. So I would enter up to anywhere from 6 to 10 keyword phrases within the keyword section. Keyword phrases are separated by commas. You can see I've got Utah County condos, comma, Utah County real estate, comma, Utah County property, comma. Again, what you're doing here is you're entering keywords that you want this page to be identified under within Google, Yahoo, and Bing. And the primary one, the very first one you put in, should be the keyword phrase that you're hitting in your title. Now, the keyword description, this is a paragraph of text that you're entering to describe this page. Now, the description itself can possibly show up when you do the search in Google, Yahoo, and Bing. I don't remember what it was showing when we did the search on. So there we go. So here it's actually showing the SEO description that was entered for the page. Okay, so if we go back, you can see there's the SEO description that we entered for the page. Now, it's not always guaranteed that Google will display that description. Sometimes it will actually go to the page itself and pull text out of the page. And there's no rhyme or reason to it, but it's important that you do put in an SEO description that's related to the page content that you're displaying. So in this case, we're reiterating condos and Utah County. Okay. The next thing that we'll do is we'll go into the HTML editor. We have a separate video on this too, by the way, folks. If you go to our videos page, you'll see a video called HTML editor. Watch it, please, multiple times, because it's not the kind of video that you're going to catch everything the first time. I would actually invest a couple hours watching the video multiple times and playing around with a custom page to get a feel for how the editor works. It's a lot like Microsoft Word, but it does have some quirks to it because we're not talking about a document. We're talking about a web pages. So I would definitely invest time in watching the video a couple times and play around with custom pages. Okay, within the HTML editor for your search landing pages, I recommend that you do two things. The first thing you want to do is you want to reiterate your keywords in what's called a heading tag. So you would type in your keyword, or your heading right here. You would type it in. You would swipe it, just like I did with my mouse. Let me show you again. There's my keywords. That's my heading. I swiped it. Then you go up here, and you select heading 1 as the type that you want that to be. It just reset it. Hold on one second. I just told you that it has some quirks in it. Okay, so you go ahead and you select that title phrase that has your keywords, and you want to make that what's called a heading 1. Now, under the covers in HTML, a heading 1 tag is called an H1 tag, and Google puts unique priority on H1 tags for helping to index the page. So you want your keyword phrase to be a heading 1 tag. Again, if I select that, you can see it's a heading 1 tag. So make sure that your page title is right there, or your page heading is right there at the top, and it's an H1 tag, heading 1. Then what I do is I always put in a sentence or paragraph of text that reiterates my keyword. Again, Utah County condos, Utah County condos. In this example, it just says, to see any of these Utah County condos in person, please give us a call today. We can be reached at, there's Doreen's phone number. In most cases, we only need a couple of hours notice to show any of these wonderful Utah County condos. Okay, so right here we've got, how many places do we have Utah County condos in this HTML? We've got it in the title, the keywords, the description, the H1 tag, and twice within the body of the text. That is how you set up a search landing page to get good indexability within the search engines for the keyword phrase that you're trying to target. Okay, so you definitely want to follow this as like a roadmap. Now, there's nothing to stop you from putting additional text in here. It's a good thing to actually have more text at the top of your search landing pages. So if you wanted to add another paragraph or two of text describing the search landing page, by all means do it. You might want to put information in there about what's unique in Utah County. You can even put links in there that link to some third-party website, probably a governmental website or something else that gives information about Utah County. If you do that, let me give you a tip. Let's say I want to make a link right here. So I swipe Utah County condos. Then I hit the link button up here. That's how you make a link. If you're going to be sending people to a page that is not on your website, if you're going to be sending them to Utah.com or you're going to send them to some other website that is not your property, make sure that you set the target to top. Okay, so if you set the target to top, is that right? I'm sorry, to blank. You want to set, disregard that. Set the target to blank, B-L-A-N-K, open in new window. If you set the target to open in new window, then this page that you're linking to will not lay on top of or replace your website. It will open up in a new tab. Meanwhile, your website will remain. So if you're going to create a link to a third-party website, swipe the text that you want to create the link on, hit the link button, but make sure you set the target to blank, open in new window. That way it leaves your website on their browser. Okay. All right, so what we've done is we've created the title, the keywords, the description. We put in the text that's going to show up at the top of the page. Everything reiterates the keywords multiple times. Now all we have to do is go into the search area and select that search area either by map, by city, by area, or zip code, and then set up the search criteria for what you want to display on the page. So as you can see in this example, we selected what looks like pretty much Utah County, and then we went in and we selected the home type of condo townhouse. So at this point, we've got our search area selected. We've entered all this text at the top. We just hit the Save button. And now you've got a search landing page that you can link to your home page or any other page on your website that eventually, over time, Google will spider. And then eventually, over time, hopefully, it will move up within the search ranks based on whatever else you're doing with your website. Now, you know, it probably sounds really complicated to you at this point because you've never done one in most cases. You know, it might seem like it's going to be hard for you to do this, but in reality, trust me, once you've done 1 or 2 search landing pages, you can knock these things out in 10 or 15 minutes. There's no reason that you shouldn't be taking advantage of this feature that we provide because it not only makes it easier for people visiting your site to find specific information, but it will help with your search engine optimization. It will help you get more and more properties indexed on Google. Okay, if you look at, let me go back to Google really quick, and I'm going to pick on Doreen's website again. I'm going to type in site:/yourhomeutah.com. That's Doreen's site. It was actually my site back when I was practicing real estate years ago. It's been around forever, and but you know, this is something that you can achieve. If you type in site: and then the domain name, it'll show you how many pages have been indexed on Google for that website. You can see Your Home Utah has 68,000 pages indexed on Google. Okay, part of the way that happens is by creating search landing pages. Because this website has search landing pages, like Davis County Condos, for example. Let me go ahead and log in so I get rid of this. Because this website is utilizing search landing pages, there's a lot more opportunity for Google, Yahoo, and Bing to start indexing properties. Okay, because Google, Yahoo, and Bing are going to find this Davis County Condos page, and it's going to start looking at the properties within the Davis County Condo page, and it's going to start indexing them within the search engine. So now you're going to start getting traffic for keyword phrases you never dreamed of. Here's an example. If you look at some of these listings, let me find a good example here. Okay, here's one. Let's say somebody typed in Davis County condo with basement storage. Okay, that might be a really obscure example, but it is an example. Let's say they type that in. Well, there's possibilities that they're going to find you because Google found your search landing page and it indexed this listing that has text in it, basement storage. Okay, so if somebody typed in Davis County condo with basement storage, they go directly to this page, and voila, they find your website. So by virtue of having search landing pages, not only are people going to be able to find things quicker on your website, but you're going to be found because the search engines are going to start indexing those pages, indexing properties within those pages, and building your presence on Google. Okay, 68,000 pages. Yeah, the site's been around a long time, and yeah, I have helped her with it by creating some search landing pages, but there's no reason you can't do the same thing. There's no reason you can't have 100,000 pages indexed on Google. Now, you might be thinking to yourself, well, that's great, Doug, but what happens when somebody clicks on a link that is a listing that is no longer active? Well, this might be one. Let's try it. Nope, that's a better example. Let's see if we can find a page that's been indexed on Google that's no longer. There we go. Okay, so let me go back and show you what I just did. I just clicked on this indexed property within Google, right? But it's not an active listing anymore. So we can't display IDX data. It's against the rules. So what we do instead is we look at its geolocation. What was its latitude and longitude? And then we look for any active properties that are available within that same neighborhood, and we display those. Okay, this is huge. This is something that I think only ProAgent Websites provides with Google. If it's a list, if you've been lucky enough to get a bunch of listings indexed on Google, and they come up in the search results, and somebody clicks on it, it's no longer an active property. Instead of just saying, hey, sorry, this home was sold, click here to go search for other stuff, we actually show them other listings in the neighborhood, because that does two things. One, it gives that person who is visiting your site the first time a much higher likelihood of going somewhere else within your website to look at properties. A huge difference between that and an error page that might pop up. So now you've got that person, you've got a much better chance of hooking them in on your website, converting them from a lead to a client, and collecting a commission check. Another thing it does is it makes Google very happy, because what Google's going to do is Google itself is going to go back into these links that it's already indexed to see what's going on with those pages. So when Google comes back into this link, guess what? It just found, I don't know, 25, 50 more homes that it can then spider. So now Google says, oh, wow, this page has changed. And it'll go in and it'll start indexing these homes too. So you can see it becomes exponential. Well, it's probably not really exponential, but in a way it's exponential. Google will, over time, feed upon your website, and because listings become inactive, it'll actually see more listings that it can then index. Okay? And then those listings will become inactive, and it'll go back into those, and it'll find more listings that it'll then index. And because of the nature of integrated IDX, which is what we provide you, everything changes all the time because of the nature of real estate. Listings are sold, listings are withdrawn, listings are expired, new listings are put on the system. So every time, theoretically, every time that Google visits this link, it's going to see a different mix of properties that are available in that neighborhood. Okay, so hopefully I've stressed upon you the importance of using this tool, the search landing page, because it will really help you with your search engine rankings. It will really help you get a broader reach on the search engines, and it can really help you make your website more usable, because you can highlight those areas that you do business in. What are other oops, clicked on the wrong link there. Other areas that you might want to target for search landing pages? I mean, we did Davis County condos as an example. You could do Salt Lake Federal Heights. You could do avenues, luxury Victorians. You could do Salt Lake luxury condos. You could do Bear Lake recreational properties. It's up to you. Your imagination can go wild with these things. There's anything that can be done within the advanced search right here is game for a search landing page. So you have access to property type. If you want to, you can do short sales. If you want to be Mr. Short Sale, if you have some kind of industry expertise for helping people purchase short sales to get ahead of the line, create a short sale page, Utah Short Sales, or Salt Lake City short sales. You can do the same thing for foreclosures, even though, as we all know, foreclosures are a harder animal to track because the MLS doesn't really expose them like they might be able to. Same with HUD homes. So you've got sale type that you can create short sales on. You can do, luxury homes. You can set the price really high and select an area on the East Bench if you want for luxury homes. You can do an Alta High School homes for sale with, ranch-style homes for sale for Alta High School district. Horse properties, golf course homes. So you can literally come up with thousands of permutations for search landing pages. So again, the search landing page, please, please, please start using them. I'm not telling you it's the easiest thing in the world to do. There's a learning curve, but it's well worth investing in that learning curve.
Doug, I've got a couple quick questions for you on that. So if I set up some of these on my home page, does anything look different? Like do I see little buttons for Davis County condos for sale?
Yes, that's a very good question, and that's something I didn't touch upon. Let me go back in and edit the Davis County condos page. The button link right here on the link. Now, whether you're doing a search landing page or you're doing a custom page or you're doing a property group page, the link right here tells the system how to display the link on your home page. Okay, so in this example, it's using a button link. It's saying put a button link on my home page. What does a button link look like? Let me show you that too. What's a good example? Okay, in this design, the button links are right here. Okay. Now, also on this design, if you wanted to, you could put the link under any of the menu options. You can see here that when I mouse over Search Homes, if I want to, I can have the link for my search landing page show up there, or I can make it a button link. So when you're editing the search landing page, you have the ability of determining, what type of link you want based upon the design that you have. Now, the Equity Premium design, you can either put it up here on the, under any of these menu options at the top, or you can add it as a button link, and I think the button links show up right here. Now, if you're going to be creating 100 search landing pages, you're not going to want 100 buttons on your website, necessarily. But what you can do is you can use the custom page tool to create an index of your search landing pages. So, that's like, we've been talking 101 when it comes to the search landing page. Indexing stuff on a custom page, that's 201. So it's a little bit more advanced. I would start out by creating some simple, creating some search landing pages, linking them to your home page, and then when you've gone nuts with them and you have too many buttons on your home page, go to the custom page tool, watch the 2 videos, and you'll be able to see how to create an index page. At that point, you would go back to your custom page, your search landing pages. Once you've added them to a custom page, you would make the custom page a button on your website. Maybe the button says, click here for additional links or click here for area information. And then you'd go back, you go into that custom page and you would create links to all your search landing pages. And then you go back into your search landing pages and turn off the link so that it's no longer linked from the home page. Okay. Again, that's more of an advanced topic. If you figure out how to do that yourself by watching our videos, more power to you. If you need help learning how to do that, we're available. You call our 800 number or send us an email, or if we're online chat, use the online chat and we'll point you in the right direction for that.
Now, Doug, I've also had several questions come up now about the blog section of this. If you could address that. Some of the questions are, if we blog daily, does it push the entire site up the Google search engine? I went ahead and answered and said, yes, it does, because that's the way I've been taught. So correct me if I'm wrong on that. And then the other question is, can you transfer previous blog posts from another site to your ProAgent website?
Okay, let me answer the second question first. Yes, you can cut and paste blog posts from an external blog into your ProAgent website. Again, the blogs just use the SQL editor. So if I go in and edit a blog, the HTML editor. This is a blog article right here. It's simply the HTML editor. All I have to do is go into my external blog, select the text that I want to paste, On a Windows box, you would select it and then do a Control-C for copy. On a Mac, you would do Command-C for copy. Then you can come into your article at ProAgent Websites, put the cursor where you want to paste, and do a Control-V as in victory to paste, or a Command-V on a Mac to paste. Now, Control-C and Command, Control-C, Control-V, Command-V, Command-C. Those are standard. They're not ProAgent website commands. Those have been around since the dawn of PCs. So Control-C always copies, Control-V always pastes, Command-C, Command-V on a Mac always copies and pastes. So if you have an external blog, you can paste articles that you've created directly into your blog articles within ProAgent Websites by doing that. Now blogs, what's the importance of a blog? Well, if you have an old school website that does not have integrated IDX, does not have search landing pages, does not give you what we give you, then a blog is paramount in importance for helping you on search engine ranking, because you have nothing else that you can do on your website to make it dynamic. The reason that blogs used to be so important and still is important for non-real estate websites or real estate websites that don't do what we do is because you want your website to be dynamic. You want this home page to have stuff that changes on it frequently so that it helps with your search engine ranking. Blogs, in the old school days, blogs were the way you did that because you had control over adding articles. It was easy to add content. You would just go in and create a blog article every week that talked about, whatever topic you wanted to talk about. The search landing page is probably on an order of 10 more important than blog articles because we do integrated IDX and we give you these tools to create these additional pages, and because these additional pages are constantly changing because of the fact that we're talking about listings, you don't have to blog to get high search engine rankings. If you look at Doreen's site, for example.
While you're typing that in, can you show us what a blog looks like? We have a request for that.
Yeah, I can show you what the blog looks like, but you can see on her website there is even, there's a link to the blog, but there's no active blog content on the home page. If you click on the blog, then this is what the standard blog looks like within ProAgent Websites, and it has links to the articles that you can add to your website. Now, to answer the original question, is blogging important for SEO? I wouldn't use the word important. Blogging can help your SEO. If you have a limited amount of time to work on your website, search landing pages come first. Don't even think about a blog until you've really, enhanced your website with judicious use of search landing pages. They're way more powerful than blog articles. Way more powerful. After you've done that, if you want to do other things to help with your search engine ranking, then by all means, go in and start adding blog articles. Now, when you're working on your blog articles, it's the same concept as the search landing page. You've got the title, right? You've got the keywords where you reiterate what you're trying to target on Google. You've got the description, and then you've got the content down here where you can add an H1 tag. Okay, so it's the same concept as the search landing page as far as how you set it up to target keywords on Google, except that you don't have any listings, right? And because you don't have any listings, this becomes static content after you create it. Once Google sees it, it never changes. So when Google comes back to the blog article, it's going to say, great, the blog article's still there, but it's not dynamic. There's no content that's changed on this blog article. Are there any other blog articles? Okay, I'll index that page too. Meanwhile, if you created a search landing page with the same keywords in it, and you set up the search criteria, every time Google goes back to that page, it's going to see new dynamic content because there are new listings added and listings removed. Okay, and it's going to start indexing those listings. So, if you have a limited amount of time, you're crazy not to do the search landing pages. Blog articles are nice. They can provide good information to your leads and your clients. But search landing pages are the way to go initially. Now, you're going to see all
One of the
kinds
things, if I can interrupt you here, I like my blog not necessarily for that purpose. By the way, that was a great explanation, and they said thank you because a lot of people were interested about the blogs. I use my blog, and I'll share it on Facebook using some of your tools in here because I want to have Facebook content as well. And so, rather than just thinking of it as pure SEO, I want to try to engage that other part of my audience too. So for me, the blog, I still like to use it because I can hit a couple of different places with this.
That's a really good point, Eric. That's a good use of your blog articles, is to share them on Facebook. Additionally, you should be putting all your listings on Facebook. We have within ProAgentWebsites.com, under our blog, there's an article here that shows you how to post your listings on Facebook. So yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to badmouth blogs. I think blogging is a good thing to do. It's good to help educate your clients. You can expand it onto Facebook. I'm just trying to reiterate the importance of search landing pages. Plus, another thing I want to tell you right now is that you're going to get all kinds of misinformation on the internet, through advertisements that are sent to you, through vendors who call you about the importance of blogging. And I just want you to know that, yeah, I mean, blogging is a good thing to do. It's more old school than new school. Search landing pages, that's the hot topic. So,
thank you, and that's very true. I've been a sucker for that in the past from people, so I appreciate you sharing that.
Yeah, and there are more and more vendors out there trying to sell you content, so be careful. That's all I'm saying. Okay, we touched on blogs there real quick. The next topic I'd like to talk about. You go back to edit your site. Property group pages, because we just talked about search landing pages. A property group page is for creating those pages that you cannot create through our advanced search. For example, we don't have exposure to wheelchair access within our IDX feed on WFR. So if you wanted to create a page that had homes in Draper, Utah with wheelchair access, the only way that you could do that is through a property group page. Okay? This one, we have 2 videos. Now, the way property group pages work is exactly like the search landing page looks. Okay, here's the way the search landing page looks, where you've got the content that you put at the top, and then you've got a number of listings that show up. The property group page looks exactly the same way. The difference is that you're manually sticking the MLS numbers in. Okay, and at this point you're going, ugh, I don't want to do that. But trust me, it's not as hard as it looks. If it's important for you to create a page that has search results that you cannot get to through our advanced search, which there are going to be lots of them, because we aren't, as an IDX vendor, WFR doesn't give us all of the data that they make accessible through the MLS. We don't have access to it, period. It's not because I don't want to display it, because they don't give it to us. So if you wanted to create essentially a search landing page for a search criteria that is not available via our advanced search, then the only way you can do that is through the property group page. And again, it works the same way. You've got the title, the keywords, the description. You've got this area at the top where you can put in an H1 tag. You can also enter a paragraph of text. But then you've got to go get the MLS numbers. How do you do that? We have a video here at the top that shows you how to do it. But essentially, you're logging into your MLS. You're doing the search there for the listings that you want to display. You can export the MLS numbers and then paste them in right here. Okay? So watch this video. Know that if you're trying to create a search landing page and you can't get at the search criteria that you want for it, there's a tool called the property group page that lets you do it. But now you've got to go to your MLS and export the MLS numbers. This is a very powerful tool to be used in a couple of ways. One, if you're going the extra mile, you can create pages that nobody else is creating because they're too lazy to use the property group page. So you can create wheelchair access pages. There are other search criteria that you might want to use to create, pages that are going to be pretty unique to your website because other people aren't doing it. How hard is it to export the MLS numbers? Once you've done it, I mean, every week you go in and refresh them, have your admin do it. Maybe maybe your high school age son who's into computers can do it for you, but it only takes 5 minutes to do a query on the MLS, export the numbers, and repopulate them into your property group page. And that's one reason you do it. Let me go back in, and down here at the bottom you have the link, right? So this is just like the search landing page. You determine how to create, how you want this link to show up, either as a button, a text link, or underneath one of your menu options. Okay, the reason I showed you that was because this is also a wonderful tool to use to create property group pages that are for a specific client. Okay, let's say you're working with somebody who's out in California that's thinking about relocating to Draper. If you wanted to, one tool you could use would be a property group page to create a page just for that client that had MLS numbers in it that you want them to check out. Okay, the only difference is you don't want to make it visible to everybody else. So you got to make sure that you set link equal no link, right? Because you don't want it to be linked to your home page, because you only want this reload client in California to have access to it. So you come in here and you put in your information about the page. Say, hey Joe, here's some homes I want you to look at when you come visit next month. Check these out. Let me know if there are any that are interesting to you, or if some of them look good to you, be sure to save them as a favorite on my website. So then you would plug in the MLS numbers. You'd make sure link equal no link. You'd save the page. You'd get the URL by viewing it. Okay, I can't see the whole URL, but it would be up in your address bar right here. And then you'd send an email to your client and give them the URL to the page. And now they can just go directly to that page within your website. I'm getting kind of backwards here, so let me go back over here. So property group pages are good for you creating what is essentially the look and feel of a search landing page, using listings that you couldn't get to through our advanced search. So you use the MLS to pull up the list, and then you refresh it periodically. Or you use a property group page to create a one-off page that you're going to send the link to a client somewhere so that they can have an easy access to these listings. There are other ways that you can send listings to clients, but this is a nice way to do it. Property group page.
Hey, Doug.
Okay, so those are two. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you. We are actually 30 seconds away from being out of time. Do you think we have enough material for a whole nother hour?
We do, and I'd be happy to do that anytime this month. If you want to set it up this month or next month, just let me know what would work for you.
All right. Is there anything that you wanted to close with here? I think that would be a good idea for us. I get a lot of interest and a lot of questions on this kind of thing. I certainly wouldn't mind doing another training session with you if you're up for it. Meanwhile, sorry, go ahead.
I just wanted to say one more thing. To order the website for Equity, you just go to proagentwebsites.com/equity.html. So it's proagentwebsites.com/equity.html, and that'll bring up the order form for Equity agents where you get the $39.95 price.
Fantastic. Also, I'll just point out here on your page, because we had actually, if you go back to that, we had a question earlier. Somebody had a domain name already. They just wanted to transfer it. This tells them how to do all of that when they sign up. So you make it actually pretty easy on us.
We try to.
All right. The name of that site again was, if you could repeat it?
It's proagentwebsites.com/equity.html.
Okay, I just typed that in to everybody, proagentwebsites.com/equity.html.
You got it.
All right. And again, we are trying to record this for people, so hopefully I can get it posted to our YouTube page. If it doesn't show up there, then you know it didn't work. But meanwhile, okay. Doug, thank you for joining us again today. We really appreciate your time. We really appreciate your partnership here with Equity Real Estate. And is there anything else, one last closing comment that you'd like to do before we shut this down?
Just thank you, Eric, for this opportunity, and thank you, Equity agents, and I'd be happy to do this again anytime. Just let me know.
Okay, thank you very much. Again, I've already got people typing in that was a lot of information to digest. Hopefully I can get this, this recording will work today, and I'll get it posted on YouTube. Our YouTube channel, if you'll do a search, it's all one word, Elite Agent Training. Again, don't put spaces in between those words. Elite Agent Training, go to YouTube and search for that term. You'll find us there. Go ahead and subscribe to that website, or to that channel on YouTube. And anytime we're able to record a new training, you'll get an automatic notification from YouTube that it's up there, and that works a lot better than taking notes, I think, because you can scan through the whole program. So again, Doug, thank you for joining us. Thank you for all of the participants as well that came today and taking a little bit of time out of your busy schedules. We'll go ahead and close up today, and I will see you online next week for another training.